Have you ever noticed how some people seem to collapse when life gets difficult? One insult ruins their week. One failure destroys their confidence. One rejection makes them give up on themselves completely. And maybe the strangest part is, they don't even realize it's happening. Because weakness rarely looks weak on the outside. Sometimes it hides behind excuses. Sometimes behind fake kindness. Sometimes behind constant complaining, blaming, or needing approval from everyone around them. And according to Friedrich Nietzsche, the biggest danger isn't physical weakness, it's psychological weakness. The kind that slowly steals your independence, your courage, your ability to think for yourself. Nietzsche believed that many people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort, avoiding risk, avoiding responsibility. And in doing so, they become fragile without even realizing it. Think about modern life for a second. Most people want the reward without the struggle, confidence without failure, success without sacrifice, respect without discipline. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, they run. And honestly, society almost encourages this now. People are taught to protect their feelings more than they protect their character. But Nietzsche saw something dangerous in that mindset. Because the more you avoid hardship, the weaker your mind becomes. It's like a muscle. If you never challenge it, it slowly decays. And you can actually see this happen in everyday life. You see someone who can't handle criticism without becoming defensive. Someone who quits the gym after one hard week. Someone who constantly needs validation before making even small decisions. These things seem small individually, but together they reveal something deeper, a fear of becoming uncomfortable. Nietzsche believed weak people are controlled by fear more than anything else. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of standing alone, fear of being judged. And because of that fear, they begin shaping their entire personality around safety. They say what others want to hear. They follow trends they secretly don't even like. They suppress their real thoughts just to fit in. Over time, they lose themselves. And this is where Nietzsche becomes brutally honest. He believed many people don't actually want freedom. They want comfort. Because real freedom is heavy. It requires responsibility, self-discipline, the ability to stand alone when everyone disagrees with you. Most people would rather stay accepted than become authentic. And if we're being honest, you've probably felt this pressure too. Maybe you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up. Maybe you pretended to agree with people just to avoid conflict. Maybe you abandoned your own goals because others didn't understand them. That's human. But Nietzsche would say the danger begins when this becomes your lifestyle. Because every time you betray yourself for comfort, your spirit becomes weaker. And eventually, you stop trusting yourself completely. One of Nietzsche's most powerful ideas was that suffering itself is not the enemy. Meaninglessness is. Weak people often believe pain should never exist. Strong people understand pain can transform them. Think about someone learning a difficult skill. At first, they're terrible. They fail constantly. They feel embarrassed. A weak mindset says, this discomfort means I should quit. A stronger mindset says, this discomfort means I'm growing. That single difference changes everything. And you can actually see this happen in relationships too. Weak people often become emotionally dependent on others because they haven't built strength within themselves. They need constant reassurance, constant attention, constant validation. If someone ignores their text for 2 hours, they panic. If a relationship ends, their entire identity collapses. Why? Because they built their worth on external approval instead of internal strength. Nietzsche believed a strong person creates value from within, not from applause, not from popularity, not from fitting in, from self-mastery. And honestly, this is becoming rarer today. We live in a world obsessed with appearance. Everyone wants to look strong. Few people actually want to become strong. There's a difference. Looking strong is posting motivational quotes online. Becoming strong is waking up early when nobody's watching, keeping promises to yourself, facing painful truth about your own behavior, taking responsibility instead of blaming everyone else. That kind of strength is quiet. It doesn't need attention. Nietzsche admired individuals who could stand alone psychologically, people who didn't crumble because society rejected them. And history proves this again and again. Many great thinkers, artists, and innovators were misunderstood at first. But weak people fear rejection so deeply that they would rather live a fake life than risk criticism. That's why so many people stay trapped in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, lifestyles that make them miserable. Not because escape is impossible, but because uncertainty terrifies them more than unhappiness. Read that again mentally for a second. Some people fear the unknown so much, they choose guaranteed misery instead. Nietzsche believed growth begins the moment you stop running from difficulty. The moment you stop saying, "This is too hard, this isn't fair, I can't handle this," and start asking, "What is this teaching me? How can this make me stronger? What kind of person am I becoming through this?" Because life tests everyone eventually. Nobody escapes suffering. The real question is whether suffering destroys you or transforms you. And this is where weak people often fall apart. They expect life to be easy, so when pain arrives, they feel personally attacked by reality itself. Strong people think differently. They understand struggle is part of existence, a heartbreak, failure, loneliness, embarrassment, loss. These experiences hurt everyone, but they also reveal who you truly are. Nietzsche once suggested that a person's greatness can almost be measured by how much truth they can tolerate. And that's powerful, because weak people avoid truth constantly. They lie to themselves. They avoid accountability. They blame circumstances for everything. Strong people face reality directly even when it hurts. And honestly, one of the clearest signs of psychological weakness is constant victimhood. Now, obviously, terrible things happen in life. Some people genuinely suffer unfairly. But there's a difference between experiencing pain and building your identity around helplessness. Weak people stay stuck in the story forever. Strong people eventually ask, "Okay, now what?" That question changes lives. Because strength is not about never feeling pain. It's about refusing to let pain define your entire existence. And maybe that's the hardest truth of all. Nobody is coming to save you. Not motivation, not society, not luck. At some point, you have to decide who you're going to become. You have to build yourself deliberately. And Nietzsche believed this process requires courage above all else. The courage to think independently, the courage to endure discomfort, the courage to become different from the crowd. Because becoming mentally strong often means becoming misunderstood. But the alternative is worse, living your entire life trapped inside fear, dependency, and comfort. So if there's one thing to remember from this video, it's this. Weakness is not failing. Weakness is refusing to grow. It's choosing comfort over truth, excuses over responsibility, approval over authenticity. But strength begins the moment you stop running from yourself. If this video made you think differently, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment below. What do you think makes a person truly strong? And remember, the strongest people are not the ones who avoid darkness. They're the ones who walk through it without losing themselves.